you see how they live in the countryside, it could be 1,000 years ago.
This whole place just feels sketchy and unsafe.
Living in a yurt with a television with 40 channels.
And then to go for a skate trip, that sounded really insane.
I saw people pass out in the street, you know, like a lot of men would be drunk, pass out in the streets.
You feel like in the worst ghetto. You drive 20 kilometers and you think you're in paradise.
Like, I think this is the most beautiful place I've ever been in my life.
I call it Absurdistan. It's quite a weird place. Everything is possible. Nothing is understandable.
And like I said, you know, none of us really knew what we were getting into when we came here.
The ignition of the trip was when we saw the photos of Johannes Hempel, a German skateboarder who discovered a skate park in Ulaanbaatar.
We wanted to go there and fix the skate park and make it skatable again, and give free boards to the kids out there and support the skate scene a little bit. When we arrived there, we had to see that the skate park was torn down, apart from one quarter pipe that was left, and that was really fucked up and you couldn't really fix it anymore. And yeah, but we still skated it and it was fun.
I thought when I got on the plane that I was going to be riding dirt when I got here, which is pretty much what happened when I got here, but I more or less chose to ride dirt. It's almost as if someone has dropped a bomb on the city and left it in like a puzzle piece, like skateboard park. You know, like you find these incredible banks or these incredible like wall rides and ditches and stuff, but they're all not skatable, but we still skated.
It's not a question of love, I do.
run-up's bad, the landing's bad. We skated a bank that just stopped. It went from bank to dirt, but we still skated it.
Every trick you do here is gold, I think, you know, because everything is just so sketchy, so ghetto. I mean, I can't remember skating one spot that was good. Really, like, there's no perfect spots here. Here in Mongolia, the apartment we stayed at are actually like a nice neighborhood, and it's actually quite okay neighborhood for Mongolia, but we experience it as being like really like a hard ghetto or something, like a bad ghetto. I really appreciate staying in an apartment where you live with like neighbors with Mongolians, and you go out in the street, there's just kids everywhere playing, and it's just like you feel in the real Mongolian life when you live in an area like that. For sure the apartment isn't nice, everything is kind of falls apart and everything's kind of sketchy, and you know, neighbors are sketchy, and you hear like weird noises at night, and dogs are barking, and neighbors are screaming or whatever, you know, but that's the way people live here, and you know, I'm glad that I've been a part of that and I lived that, you know. What's really lovely about this place that you can see all these gears and other things just popping up. Like, I find a good place here. All right, it's between two big complexes, but I don't care. I just put up my gear and live here with my dogs, and I just put a big wooden fence around it, and now it's my ground, you know, it's my land. It doesn't seem like rules and laws exist.
We also hooked up with this local. We used to skateboard a lot, and he told us that the scene was kind of very small, like not a lot of people were skating. But 2 or 3 years ago, when he was also still skateboarding a lot here, he told us it was bigger than now.
Nadam Festival is the biggest happening in Mongolia, and it's happening every year in July. You have free discipline, which is the old traditional discipline from Mongolia. First one is wrestling, and we saw that in the stadium. It was quite interesting to see their eagle dance after they win and stuff. Second one is archery, and the third one is horse riding. We attended these three events in the weekend of Nadam with the whole crew. It was quite interesting for us.
The kids, they want to skate, they always try to take your board and just try to skate, taking crazy slam and just, okay. You know, if you do that in Europe, the kids just slam, hey, go back to his parents, hey.
The full pipe, when we found them, they were so dirty. They were full of oil. It wasn't skatable, so because yeah, we were pretty motivated, and we started cleaning it, and it was just really terrible. And it was such a small full pipe. It wasn't really possible to do much turns and stuff. Pontus and Ugo, they liked it, so they did skate a bit more than the others, and then we had this whole family that were living in front of the full pipe, living in their gear, and they were looking at us, watching us skate, and they never saw skating, I guess, in their whole life, and they really didn't understand what we were doing, but they were curious and friendly, actually, so we shot pictures with them and gave them Polaroids. I think we're gonna be the only skaters ever in those full pipe. That's almost a certainty.
There's Barbie in Mongolia. A 6-foot blonde white chick with giant breasts and no vagina in Mongolia. I got her. Well, I think the short bus just showed up, and where I'm from, only retarded people take the short bus.
Last weekend, we went to Karakorum, which is 300 kilometers west of Ulaanbaatar. It's the center of Mongolia, and it's the countryside.
morning that I got in the car to come out here, man. Like, the roads are insane. Like, they're so insane. I've been skating for like 3 weeks. My back is just destroyed. My knees are destroyed. I've been sick. We've all had like the worst diarrhea, like just insanity. Everybody's body has just been ruined. And I got in the car, and like within the first 20 minutes, I was like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Why am I here? I was so just completely out of my mind. And, you know, like, this trip's supposed to be 6 hours. I'm like, I'm never gonna make it 6 hours. 9 hours later, we arrive. This yurt, or what they call here ger, it's a traditional Mongolian house. These are nomadic people, and these houses are made to basically collapse quite easily and be moved around depending on where the animals are at, where the food's at, or the weather. And this camp that we're in is like quite nice in the valley. There's a river. It's just a beautiful place to be.
Karakorum, the ancient capital of Mongolia, which plays a very important role in Mongolia still, but there's nothing to see except the monastery.
This place is actually where Chinggis was born. They built this temple after his death, I guess.
Monastery Erdenezu means the monastery of the 100 treasures. In 1586 is it founded. With stupas, it's Buddhistic, it's beautiful, it's a place where you can sit and find peace, where you can relax, where you can have an idea about Buddhistic life.
We had the expedition, you know. We called it the herb expedition, you know. It was me, Hugo, and Mookie. And suddenly we came across a plant, you know. Yeah, then we saw 2 plants and 3 plants, and yeah, there was a shitload of those plants out there, you know. Like a valley full of weed. You know what I'm saying? Just natural, pure weed. We cut some off, and we took it back home and we showed everyone, and everyone was so stoked on it, you know. like started a big fire in our gear, you know, on the heater. We rolled that stuff, we dried it, and we smoked it for 2 days. And we left some and dried that naturally. And like the last joint we smoked on our way back to the city, back to UB, Ulaanbaatar. Yeah, that shit hit, man. It was good. We went to the cinema to skate the sledge, and the security guard kicked us out. Like I had to go on my knees and beg him to get one more try. And somehow he found that funny, you know, and he didn't care about his sledge, that his sledge got fucked up. He just wanted to see me on my knees begging him, and then he would be like, okay, you have one more try. And I'll beg again, and he'd say, okay, it's good, but it's the last one. And anytime he saw me on my knees, he was like, yeah, he loved it, man.
We had the project to visit a school in Ulaanbaatar. Our idea was to give them cameras, disposable cameras, and give them some kind of homeworks so they shoot pictures of the family, friends, and home, dog, anything, and then come back a bit later, get the photos, put them to the lab, and then give them the photos so they could show to the family and actually see themselves on photos for the first time, because most of them never had a camera ever in their hand, and so they were really thrilled and they played the game. We had our skateboards with us, so the kids were interested in what it was and they wanted to try them out. So there was a little path in the school and we made them skate, and they were actually really good, just standing by themselves and doing the downhill, sitting on the boards, having fun. And that was a great time. It was a really good memory.
The children here are just so amazing. The children here aren't aware of the poverty. They aren't aware of what they don't have. They're very much aware of what they do have. They're some of the most joyful, happy children I've met in my life. And they come up to you, they're kind, they want to ride your skateboard, they try to talk to you. You know, it's incredible how much joy these children have. And when you're in a rich country like America, you have these children and they don't even understand the sunset, the sunrise. That's something to make you reflect.
Are we on the air?
So we had the idea to show skateboarding, and a part of that was like to do a demo at the main plaza here in Ulaanbaatar.
And the Surbata Square is the main square in Ulaanbaatar, located in front of the parliament. And normally you never can do anything on this square. To get a license to do a demonstration for skateboarding on this place is really a big success, that's for sure.
We done some interviews for like the local newspapers and like television stations, and that was good fun too. Like explaining a little bit more why we were here and what our background was.
Гэтэл найз зогдоо хаягдаад бүгд өдөр ботсон
The obstacles we used, they will go like to this youth park, and that was also our idea to show the skateboarding, but it should also be like possible in the future, maybe for kids, to try this out, this skateboarding.
You come and you say, okay, we have 20 skateboards, and you give it to children to do something in their free time. You bring ramps, you make a park where they can hang out, where they can do something else than getting wasted on the street, than being drunk when they are 13. And for the children, I think it's a very good idea.
Скейт буюу дугуйтай жишүүрээр гулгах нь надад маш их таалагддаг. Бус спортын төрлүүд нь ямар нэгэн дүрм захирагддаг, харин скейт дүрм гэж байхгүй чөлөөтэй спорт учраас сонирхож эхэлсэн юм аа. Би гулгаж байх үедээ их олон төрлийн үзүүлбэрүүдийг хийхийг оролддог, хийж байгаа үзүүлбэр.
Everybody watches TV, so everybody recognizes you after being on TV.
One night we went out, like we went to a sketchy club there, and like Yo said we should go to another club. We started walking and there was 10 Mongolians at one corner. We wanted to walk off, and then the guy like said, yeah, he said fuck you, and yeah, I said fuck you back, you know, because like in our place it's normal, you tell someone fuck you and you say fuck you back and it's all good, you know. And they somehow reacted shitty on that. Yeah, we got our ass kicked. Mookie lost his glasses.
To be on TV and being involved in a fight the next night after leaving a nightclub, who knows what the reason was. But even this is part, like diarrhea is a part of what have to happen in Mongolia. Being involved in a fight, having diarrhea, being ripped off, meeting some nice old people giving you arak to drink. I call it Absurdistan. It's quite a weird place. Everything is possible. Nothing is understandable.
All the little small problems you have at home are like nothing compared to things you have to deal with here. And it's just really, I mean, it's a really good experience for people from the Western world to come here and really get like a reality check that you know, like there's places out there that it's really hard to live and it's rough out there, you know.
Баярлалаа.